Hey guys, Salon here. Welcome to another video. This time I'm going to be talking a little bit about, something that I haven't really done in a while and something that I've, really been thinking about. And that is entry to PvP and if I'm actually going to be focusing on PvP once I've reached later game fighting. Well, right now I've not really thought about it, but is it something that I might do? Well, at this time, yes, it's actually something that I might be interested in doing. Um, but the reason why I wanted to talk a little bit PvP is because of them adding tournaments back in the upcoming update, as well as some other things like the new raid's gonna be coming out, the Cabal thing, and a couple other things I don't really keep track. I haven't read the entire patch notes, but you know, what does tournaments mean to me, and why that really brought me into PvP, more into PvP. Um, well, let's say that, I never really got a lot into PvP early on. Tournaments came out, I don't remember. I think they were second age. You can comment in the description below if you remember. I'm pretty sure second age. And at that time, I never really PvP'd a lot. I did a little bit, but I really didn't go anywhere with it. But it wasn't until after tournaments and I started actually putting time into my Wizard 101 that playthrough and stuff, like actual playing through, not the playlist thing that I have in my channel. That's a totally different thing. But either way, it's one of those things that just sort of happen. Um, Either way, it was one of those things that, I started doing tournaments. It's like, hey, I might be actually pretty decent at the whole PvP thing. Because I wouldn't win tournaments, but I would consistently get runner-up or even third. So I was usually placing top 3. So it's like, yeah, let's give it a shot. And this is where there's a little bit of story time, a little bit of a story. And that's where my first wizard, Kimberly Strider, the first real PvP character I made, was created to do. Back then, obviously, the whole meta was different than it is now. Back then, a pet that had sprightly and spellproof was probably one of the best pets you could ever try to get. You know, Nowadays there's just so much different pet talents that you can go for. Like this here. This is pretty. It's all right. It's not the best thing in the world, but the main thing that you want is these damage and of course the pierce. But besides that, there really wasn't anything else I wanted to do. So, I started climbing the ranks all right, decently, And then once I got to Warlord, it was like, okay, now this is obviously back Second Age, This is on a Death Wizard, And this is back before the whole Rochambeau everything. So everything was different, Back when you're trying to get the most resistance possible, back when Commander gear was, always run meta. If you were level 50, Glendemming was the best gear you could grab and stuff like that. But, I digress. But it wasn't until I finally reached my highest rating around 1780 Overlord that I really started thinking about, yeah, PvP's fun, but, there should be more to it, I started getting back into tournaments again because I never really did tournaments and PvP'd at the same time. It was either I did tournaments on a different wizard or I would PvP on my death. More times than not, I'd PvP on my death. But besides that, that was about it. Either way, fast forward to now, tournaments don't happen, aren't good anymore. Nobody does them. They're bringing them back, which is pretty cool. But the whole thing about the whole entry level thing into PvP, you need all this different, you need the best in slot gear, you need to have all your, you need the best spell-lamented cards, and you need all these extra things to really find success in your PvP. And I just never had that. right? But nowadays, you know, with a lot more variety in how pets are built, and with all the different, you know, different bodies and all the different cards you can get, you know, it's now more of why not? Why not go ahead and, you know, try my luck at PvP once again. So that's where this comes from. You know, now that, you know, this is one of those characters that I did PvP with. I had slight problems with getting through, but either way, it was still, you know, pretty decent. You know, but what I'm getting with is, you know, the whole PvP tournament thing. Well, it's invigorating. It's made me want to get back into PvP again. But, you know, obviously there's a lot more that comes with that. You know, what if, you know, I'm going to get, you know, how long does it take for me to get, you know, get all the gear I need? What does it take to get the spellments all said and done? You know, and not only that, how much money do I need to put into buybacking my points and stuff so I can get the correct spells and such to work with? You know, that's all the questions I'm really thinking of, and I have no real answer to them right now. But either way, I'm still gonna enjoy PvP, whether it's, you know, tournaments, or even just me just going into ranked, just seeing what I can do with, you know, what I got. I mean, you know, who knows? Maybe when my balance gets to that point of PvP, I might have one of the best balance, you know, the balance setup meta might be pretty different, and I can actually roll with it. You know, it all depends. You know, but currently, what I have now is just this sort of baseline myth. You know, it's low 50. You know, and I have some of the crappiest resistance. You know, this is not gonna help me in PvP, and that reflects it. You know, here I went 1-3 in Master League. You know, I'm not good at PvP, or at least not anymore. You know, I'm obviously, you know, 3 ages past my, you know, prime days of PvPing. You know. With that being said, I still think I still have some, you know, if I can just relearn everything, get used to using Rochambeau and learning how the Rochambeau works against the other schools, I might be able to get back into you know, really show off that, yeah, I can still PvP with some of the best, you know. But, you know, that's really all I have about PvP and tournaments. Let me know your thoughts about PvP, you know, tournaments, and you know, mainly tournaments, because I think, you know, tournaments, you know, actually having a purpose for rewards again is actually going to be very helpful in the long run, you know, especially for cosmetic. Because we know cosmetics are really some cool stuff to do. You know, the gear that you got from tournaments with a whole bunch of arena tickets, they were interesting looking, and people would do that. You know, and they would do tournaments to get those, and also the badges. You know, there's different PvP badges. I don't have them here. You know, but there were tournament badges that you would get from winning tournaments and stuff. It will be great to see people trying to get those again, and obviously it'll be interesting to see, you know, what happens in these tournaments and how they're gonna run tournaments. You know. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is a shorter one. You know, I do talk about topics about Wizard 101, you know, when I can and when it feels necessary. You know, a whole shout out to the main PvP content creators that do what they do and talk about it. You know, Liam, thank you very much for everything. You know, I'm just shouting out Liam because, you know, I look up to him when it comes to the PvP stuff and when he talks about things. He knows what goes on in the PvP scene, and he knows how to talk about it. And, you know, that's what gives me my inspiration to talk about other topics, is watching people like Liam, Sauce, you know, the top creators. So thank every one of them for giving, for helping me, get my footing in this type of thing as well. Either way, this will do it for this video. I hope you guys, you know, if you want to like the video, you can like it, subscribe if you're new, everything helps to get this video out to more of you guys, more of you players of the game, more of the enjoyers of Wizard 101 that play the game regularly, love to, just quest, do activities, etc. You know, remember that you are special in your very own way. You're loved, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.